In this do's and don'ts of bad knees video, I'm going to show you 6 knee strengthening exercises as well as what to avoid when strengthening bad knees. So by the end of the video, you'll have 6 exercises you can use 2 or 3 times a week to strengthen your knees at home. Let's get started. You may want to think about wearing a knee compression sleeve while you exercise for extra support. Mava Sports makes a moderately priced one that'll do the trick. I'll put a link for it in the description. If your doctor or physical therapist has one that they recommend, get that one instead. First up is a leg extension from the ground with limited range of motion. You're going to be seated on the ground with some kind of ball, a soccer ball, volleyball, basketball, one of those foam rollers if you own one of those. In this case, I have a 10-pound medicine ball. You put your knee over the ball and you're simply going to straighten up your knee. Squeeze your quad when you get at the top. Toe pointing straight up towards the sky, and then you're just going to lower it back down under control. You want to work up to about 20 reps. This may take you a few weeks or even a few months to do, but that's okay. And you need to know the difference between pain and muscle fatigue. When you're done with one leg, you simply switch to the other leg. The next progression of the leg extension would be doing the leg extension from a chair or a bench. So from the sitting position, you're going to raise your foot until your leg is parallel to the ground. Again, squeeze your quad at the top, toe pointing straight up towards the sky, and then you're going to lower it down under control. Again, you want to work up to the point that you can do about 20 reps without pain. When you're done with one leg, you simply switch to the other. And the next progression of leg extensions will be to add ankle weights. You want to start with around a pound ankle weight and progress up to no more than 3 pounds over time. Next up is the hip thrust. The hip thrust is not only good for the knees, but it also works the glutes and the hamstrings. You're going to lay on the ground with your back on the ground. You may want to put a pillow under your head. Place your legs at about a 45-degree angle at the knee. Then drive your feet into the ground as you raise your hips. And what's really important is that you lower them back down under control. Your goal is to be able to work up to 20 reps over the coming weeks. Now the next progression of the hip thrust is doing one-legged hip thrust. Same technique, just one leg, same goal, 20 reps per leg over the coming weeks. Okay, the next progression of the hip thrust is putting your back and your shoulders against a bench or your couch. You can do this in your living room. And you're going to do the same hip thrust, lifting your hips up, driving your feet into the ground, and it changes the angle. And at this angle, this exercise has more gluteal activation than a squat. It is the exercise that gives you the most gluteal activation. So again, you're working for the same goal. You want to work up to 20 reps over the coming weeks. Now, the next progression of the hip thrusts on a couch or on a bench is the one-legged hip thrust. Same thing, driving your foot down into the ground. Make sure you're lowering your butt all the way down as low as you can to get that full gluteal activation as well. And same goal, you want to be able to do 20 reps per leg. Next up is the step up. This is a great exercise to strengthen your knees and give you the explosive power that you get in plyometrics without the impact from jumping. And we're going to start out with a low step. A step in your house should be perfect. Step up one leg at a time. And try not to push off your back leg with your back foot unless you absolutely have to for an assist. You want to get into a cadence of 1 second up, 2 seconds down. Concentrate on controlling that descent. And what I want you to remember is returning to the starting position under control, controlling that descent, is how to get the most out of these exercises. Work up to 10 reps per leg. Okay, the next progression of the step up is to raise the height of the step to a bench or a chair. With the increased height, lowering yourself back to the starting position under control is going to be even tougher. So again, try not to push up with that back foot unless you absolutely have to, and lower yourself back down under control. The next progression of this exercise would be adding an ankle weight to your back foot to pull you back towards the ground. Okay, next up is the squat, and right now I'm showing you what I want you to avoid. Do you see how when I squat deeply, my knees come out over my toes? Yeah, you want to avoid that. We're going to avoid that by using a bench or a chair, both as a guide and a spotter. And so when you squat, you push your head forward and then you stick your butt back like your butt's reaching for the bench. And as soon as the back of your thighs touch, you can come back up. Now, what's really good about having a bench or a chair there is if you're tired or you're unsteady, all you got to do is sit right down on it. It's a self-spotter. And the goal is to be able to do 20 reps. And then naturally, that next progression of the squat would be to start adding weight. Now it's your turn. Go to the comments and tell me which one of these exercises you want to try first. Then click on this video for a knee-friendly cardio workout. Like this video if you like it, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you'll know when I'm uploading more workouts and more tips. That's it. That's all. See you next time.